Students, today in this lecture we are going to discuss the unit impulse function or Dirac delta function and the Laplace transform. This function was introduced to deal with idea when a very large force acting for a very short time duration is of frequent occurrence in the mechanism. And the Dirac delta function is defined as, this is denoted by the delta t, or sometime the author use the ft, and this is equal to 1 upon epsilon if t lie between 0 and epsilon, and 0 if t is greater than 0 otherwise. Or another sense we can use the delta t minus epsilon. This is equal to 1 upon epsilon for t lie between a and a plus epsilon, and 0 otherwise. And we can see the graph why it is called the unit impulse function, because we can see the graph of this function. This is delta t, and there is a point which is called epsilon. This is 0, and at lies between 0 to epsilon, the value of this function is 1 upon epsilon. This is 1 upon epsilon, and we can see that the area of this rectangle is always 1. Whenever epsilon tending to 0, we can see that the height of the rectangle approaches to infinity in such a manner that the area of this rectangle always will remain 1. That means the 0 to infinity, integration 0 to infinity delta t dt, this is always 1. This is why it is called the unit impulse function. Whenever the epsilon tending to 0, the height of this rectangle approaches to infinite in such a way that the area is always 1. Now we are going to find the Laplace transform of this function. By the definition of Laplace transform, we know that this. Now we can break this limit, because we know that the function between a to a plus epsilon is 1 upon epsilon, otherwise it is 0. This implies this is equal to, by the property of definite integral, we can write this integral 0 to a plus a to a plus epsilon and plus a plus epsilon to infinity. And we know that by the definition of Dirac delta function, t lie between a to a plus epsilon, this is always 1 upon epsilon, otherwise it is 0. That means this function is going to be 0 and this function is also going to be 0. Now we have, this is equal to a to a plus epsilon e to the power minus st delta t minus epsilon dt. This implies this is the limit of integration is a to a plus epsilon e to the power minus st, and by the definition of Dirac delta function it is 1 upon epsilon dt. This is equal to 1 upon epsilon integration a to a plus epsilon e to the power minus st dt. Now we can integrate e to the power minus st. We have this is equal to 1 upon epsilon e to the power minus st upon minus s and the limit a to a plus epsilon. This is equal to 1 upon epsilon 1 upon minus का s, e to the power minus s a plus epsilon minus e to the power minus s a. This is equal to 1 upon epsilon into s minus time and e to the power minus s a into e to the minus s epsilon minus e to the minus s a minus का 1 upon epsilon s e to the power minus s a. This is equal to e to the power minus s epsilon minus 1. We can write this is equal to 1 upon s e to the power minus s a into 1 minus e to the power minus s to the e to the power minus s epsilon upon epsilon. Now if we take the limit epsilon tending to 0, we have 1 as. We know that if we take the limit epsilon tending to 0, we have the indeterminate form 0 upon 0. Now by the L'Hospital rule, we know that it is what? Differentiation of the numerator is this and the differentiation of denominator is this. If we take limit epsilon tending to 0, this is equal to s. This implies this is equal to 1 upon s e to the power minus s a into s. Cancel out the s. This is the Laplace transform of Dirac delta function. This is very important function in the engineering. There are so many problems in mechanics related to this, and if you like this video, please share, subscribe my channel, and thank you. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.